Thank you. See, it's great whenever it's, running a little bit. I feel like I get a few more steps in for my Fitbit in the morning. So. Well, this is really exciting to be here. I mean, honestly, when I joke all the time that I really wish I had a great startup idea, but I unfortunately do not, so I live vicariously through each and every one of you in this room. I'm one of those guys who's an avid Shark Tank watcher, and I'm always trying to figure out exactly what percentage of the company they're going to give away. But I would think to myself, like, gosh, how did these people come up with all of these cool ideas that I wish I had in my head? But it's just so exciting to meet with people who are really just innovating on a consistent basis. I mean, you're really what the American economy and everything that's so great about this country is all about. And so I just really appreciate the opportunity to be here and just share a few words with you. But unlike a lot of people in politics, I promise I will not spend a lot of time up here, because I always promise myself if I ever got in a position like this, I would not abuse the privilege by sitting and talking for 25 minutes. So, with that said, just thank you for being here this morning. And obviously, it does seem very appropriate that we are right here at Arizona State University. For the 8th year in a row, they've been named the most innovative university by U.S. News and World Report. You can clap for that. I would say that's also extremely accurate. I mean, just this morning, I was at the grand opening of the Omni Hotel at ASU, right at the southeast corner of Mill University. I was there with a couple of my predecessors, Mayor Mark Mitchell and Mayor Neil Giuliano. And one of the things that Mayor Giuliano said is, Corey, I became mayor in 1994. I've been waiting 29 years for something to be built at this corner, and this day has finally come. But that hotel would not have happened if not for the partnership between the city of Tempe and Arizona State University, and of course Omni. So ASU just does incredible things each and every day. I'm a proud Sun Devil myself. I have a master's from the Mary Lou Fulton College of Education from back in 2018. And then unfortunately, I shouldn't admit this in public, but missed my commencement because I actually scheduled a cruise for myself and forgot about commencement. And then I asked my dad, I'm like, are you going to be upset if I don't walk? He's like, I saw you get your undergrad degree, you can go, it's fine. So I can tell you the cruise story later, but that's not appropriate for here. Honestly, we at the city of Tempe, we've really partnered with ASU though for much more than 8 years, obviously, when it's come to innovation. We are lifelong community partners, and I couldn't be any more proud than to work with Dr. Michael Crow each and every day to make this city what it is today, and to frankly prepare us for a very bright and prosperous future. So back in 1965, a team of ASU students crafted a plan to transform, miles along a dry salt riverbed into what's now known as Tempe Town Lake in Tempe Beach Park. I moved here in 2003. Tempe Town Lake opened up back in 1999, so I missed the grand opening by about 4 years. But once again, imagine this, that's the kind of innovative idea that comes along, and I'm sure people said, are you people crazy? You're gonna actually take this dry salt riverbed and turn this into a lake holding 1 billion gallons of water. That doesn't sound like something that could actually happen. And of course now, not only has it happened, but it's the second most visited tourist site in the entire state of Arizona, only second to the Grand Canyon. And you can obviously see all of the economic development and all of the buildings that have popped up around Rio Salado and around Tempe Town Lake. So in order to do big things, it takes vision, and it takes pushing through people who many times tell you, I don't think that's a good idea, I don't think that's ever going to work. But obviously I'm full of a room full of people here who obviously are not deterred by people who might be naysayers, and that's why I'm so proud to be here. Tempe was the only city that I can tell you that actually embraced that concept of making that dry salt riverbed into Tempe Town Lake. And it fully opened, and of course, it's now a top destination for tourism. I see people each and every day out there, dragon boat races, stand-up paddle boarding, just having a picnic and watching out into the water. I did a couple of those during the pandemic when we couldn't do a lot of the sort of gathering indoors. I remember a couple of friends of mine just got picnic baskets and sat out by the town lake and ate dinner and talked for about 2 hours. It was actually an incredible time. So glad that it's there. But back in 1974, an intern at ASU Gamage box office had an idea to use computer technology to automate ticket sales. Over lasagna dinner with two friends, this is the real story. At his Tempe duplex, Albert Leffler came up with the concept for Ticketmaster. So imagine the fact of sitting down having lasagna and all of a sudden you come up with the idea that eventually becomes Ticketmaster where you have to get your Taylor Swift tickets. So say whatever you want about the company now. It truly was an innovative idea that changed the way that we do concerts and sporting events forever. And then in 2016, two ASU students realized there was a market for parking beyond just the traditional parking lots. And that is how Air Garage got started. That connects people with otherwise unused parking spaces in driveways, and especially in a place like Tempe that's pretty much 42 square miles and completely landlocked and almost totally built out. That is something that we use each and every day. There are several different Air Garage locations that I use on a very, very regular basis. And once again, started in 2016 by two students right here at ASU. Tempe exists because back in 1871, Charles Trumbull Hayden decided he could not only cross the river at a time when people said it was uncrossable. He then started a ferry service. Then he harnessed the power of the water and opened up the Hayden Flour Mill, which, as you can see, we actually have a really cool project going on with that right now, which at some point I would love to tell you more about. Many times people have said to me, when I first became mayor, I talked about wanting to redo that whole place, and people said, Corey, you know, many other people have tried to do that and it hasn't quite worked. And I said, yes, but I think we are going to be the people, this city council, this city staff, and the residents here, we are going to be the ones to revitalize that site and make it a great space. It's the most iconic space in all of Tempe. Of course, it's where Mill Avenue gets its name. But if not for the entrepreneurship of Charles Trumbull Hayden, Tempe as we know it today would not exist, and I wouldn't have a flour mill to talk about rebuilding. So over the centuries, we've seen positive, amazing results of curiosity, open-mindedness, and diligent research. Our city really is better for embracing what some people sometimes call outrageous and impossible ideas. Finding new ways to encourage entrepreneurship and to help young companies thrive is critically important to the city of Tempe. We backed that statement by giving out nearly $1 million this past year, partnering with Congressman Greg Stanton to give $25,000 grants to 27 different local entrepreneurs. Those companies are tremendously benefiting from that infusion of cash. Because as many people know, sometimes you've got a great idea, but if you don't have the money to get the concept off the ground, and if someone doesn't believe in you, it may be a great idea that never sees the light of day. So I'm very excited to see a lot of those different entrepreneurs. I actually saw one just this past Friday at our fashion incubator, Fabric, right in the middle of downtown, in their new space, who actually came up and shook my hand and was showing me the fashion that they were designing, and said I would not have been able to keep my doors open if not for the $25,000 we got from the city of Tempe through the partnership with Congressman Stanton. So one of the nice things about this job is not just talking about money that you give out, but actually meeting and seeing the people who truly do benefit from that infusion of cash and resources. And also, I should say recently as well, Tempe was named as one of the top places for tech in the entire country. Not because we have a Great Lake or because we're centrally located. We're the choice, though, for companies like DoorDash and Move and Carvana and dozens of other exceptional companies because of the ingenuity and creative spirit that's possessed in this town. And I'm just excited about that each and every day. Every day almost, I meet someone with a very creative, innovative idea that absolutely blows me away. So a continuing collaboration with the entrepreneurial community is going to continue to bring about great solutions for the next generation of problems and challenges, the next great ideas, obviously the next new batch of jobs, because as we know, one of the things I talk to people about all the time, while there's a lot of focus on large corporations and large businesses and Fortune 500 companies, the real economic revenue generator and the creator of jobs in our local economy are from small and medium-sized businesses. It's the ideas that are generated in this room that hire the next generation of students that are coming out of college at Arizona State University and provide them with an opportunity to get an apartment, purchase a home, and take care of their family. So what you're doing here in this room is truly critically important. I just can't, honestly, to close, I can't wait to see what the future holds when it comes to the ideas and the prosperity that will be generated as a result of a lot of the conversations taking place in this room today and all of the innovative ideas that each and every one of you are bringing to the forefront. Once again, I tell people all the time, I really wish I had the creative juices and the spirit of the people in this room. I get to walk around in 95-degree days wearing a suit like this all the time and working on public policy matters on behalf of the city of Tempe. But it really is the people in this room that excite me when I hear about the ideas, when I hear about the ways that you're seeking to tackle the challenges of today and the problems of tomorrow. That's really what makes me excited. So I'm going to continue to be an avid Shark Tank watcher. And I'm going to continue to watch what each and every one of you do in this room to see what next big idea you come up with. And once again, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't achieve something. I remember back in 2008, when I was running for the city council, I remember people telling me, Corey, you understand that in the entire time that the city of Tempe has existed, there has never been an African-American council member here in the city of Tempe. And I said, well, eventually someone who looks like me is going to win a seat on the Tempe City Council, so why shouldn't it be me? I was told the same thing when I ran for mayor, and once again, I ignored the people who were the doubters, who didn't believe in me, and who weren't willing to get behind me and back my candidacy. I was fortunate enough to have two parents and a younger brother who really encouraged me to pursue my dreams, to surround myself with people who are going to be risk takers, who are going to be innovators, and who are going to push for the next big idea. So I would just say my advice to each and every one of you is make sure that you surround yourself with those people who are going to challenge you and make sure that you can achieve your goals, because there are great ideas in this room, and I'm confident that the solutions to some of the next big challenges we have in our society are going to be created right here at ASU, right in this room. So once again, thank you so much everyone for having me this morning. I really, really appreciate the time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.